Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez Williams, and I am going to make an amazingly delicious, cheesy chicken and broccoli soup. This is like Panera. Well, it's so much better than any other chicken and broccoli soup. It's just creamy and broccoli. It's like pure broccoli puree with shredded chicken, and just simple, delicious flavors. So super simple. I have in my pot, I have 7 cups of water, and I used the Instapot to cook my chicken, and then I shred it. And then I used the water. I added 4 cups of water to that. It ended up yielding more. So I had like 6 cups of chicken broth from that. And then I added, like 6 cups. And then I added another cup of water. And then I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of butter, which I could have just added it. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I could have just put the 3 tablespoons in here. I didn't need to melt it. 3 tablespoons of butter into my water. And I already started cooking so that it wouldn't take so long with you all, but I already started cooking my 8 cups of broccoli florets. It might be a little bit more. It's 4 bags of, I think they're like 12 ounces, so it's a little bit more than 8 cups, but it filled up a little bit more than 8 cups of actual like broccoli florets. You can use fresh broccoli florets or frozen. I used frozen just because it was easier. So I have those cooking here. Mitzi's cooking something amazing here. We're going to a potluck tonight where we're doing a vision board party, and this is what I'm bringing, is this chicken and broccoli soup. So this has been cooking. I'm just going to add some spices to my broth over here, and then we're going to blend. We have 2 more ingredients to add before the chicken, and we're going to blend those. So I am going to add a teaspoon and a half of each of these. So I have a teaspoon and a half of garlic powder, a teaspoon and a half of pink salt. I'm almost going to guarantee you that I'm going to add more pink salt to taste after it's all cooked. But I'm going to start with a teaspoon and a half. A teaspoon and a half of black pepper. And I'm going to let that cook, or like I'm bringing that water to a boil. I added just a little bit of water to the broccoli so that it could cook. But you could also, I didn't realize this, but you could I didn't think about it ahead of time, but you could put it in your broccoli in with this 7 cups of water that you're using initially. Either way, it's fine to do either way. Now we're going to, the broccoli is, I think, just about soft. Oh yeah, it's soft. So I'm ready to put my broccoli into, into the blender. I have in my blender a cup of heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to put the tops on these and move them over here so that I have more space. And then, thank you. Then I'm going to add the broccoli that has been cooking here to my blender. So I'm going to use, can I look inside that drawer? I'm going to use a slotted spoon because I did already measure out my water in this pot. So I'm going to use just the broccoli in the blender. And I want to make this into broccoli puree. If you want some of your broccoli not to be as like, you want little chunks of broccoli, I'm going to have chunks of like shredded chicken, so that for me is chunky enough. But if you want to have a few like small bits of broccoli, you can do that. Tell me where you're watching from. Thumbs up, hearts, share this video so that more people in the world can know that they can have this amazing soup that is like a favorite at a lot of restaurants, but with great oils or like butter, and with heavy whipping cream, and not with extras that are not healthy. And I almost have it over here. So I do have a little bit more. So you can go between 8 cups of broccoli or 4 bags of 12 ounces of broccoli. These are all florets. And if you like broccoli soup, this is great because it adds the protein. There's already protein in the cheesiness that we're gonna add, but this adds the extra protein of the chicken, so it's already like a full meal just in your soup. And it's satiating because of the healthy fats. All right, my water is starting to boil over here, which is great. I'm just gonna turn it down a little bit as I reach. And I'm almost full. It's a good quantity over here. Excuse my reach. And I just have like 2 more little spoonfuls. And then I will have all of the broccoli out of here. And I have my blender, I need my top. And I have the heavy whipping cream at the bottom of this. So I'm going to turn you so you can see a little bit. My blender has lost its top, or I've lost the top to my blender. And so I'm going to use my, I'll use my piece of paper towel that I use so that it does not explode. All right. We did. You actually killed it. It's actually, sometimes I'm like, oh, why did this not work? It's because it's not set up correctly. The arrows all have to line up, I learned. One time I was live cooking this same dish or something else and using the blender, and it did not work for the life of me. I could not figure it out. But thankfully someone on the live told me that all my arrows had to be marked up. All right, so now I'm going to just pull it to get started. It's very liquidy and thick too at the same time. This is just with the, so this isn't using all the water that's in here, so we're going to combine that in here. So I'm going to bring out first this because it'll make it easier to pour if I get out the blade. And kind of move it around in my pot with the water. Okay. Now, I'm going to pour in all of this, and then I'm going to help it in a second, because it's not all the way there. All right. It's almost all the way in there, actually, without me having to use a spatula. Almost. Almost there. So let me get this spatula. I want all this goodness in here. You already have your protein, you already have your veggies, you already have your healthy fats, super low carb, and I have almost got it out. There's like some in this corner over here. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me if you like broccoli soup, put like it. If you could leave it, put leave it. And tell me what you would, if you would eat anything with this. So this would go really well with my cheese muffins. It would go really well with any of my tortillas. It would go really well with bagels even, my cheese bagels. So many options. You don't even need anything with it, but if you want to add something with it, it would go well with any of those things. All right, I have enough. I'm satisfied. Now I'm going to mix that with this water and keep heating it. So it'll be a little less thick, like it's gonna be not as thick as it was in the blender, which is great. Wonderful. Okay, now we are going to add our chicken. So I have 4 cups of shredded chicken. 4 cups of shredded chicken. And then I have just one more ingredient, and then it's just gonna be heating it basically at this point and getting it to like all the spices to kind of connect. And then tasting it to see if you want some more pink salt. Of course, in my portion, I'm always gonna put cayenne pepper. I love it in this soup too. Now you can see that it's starting to get a little bit more thick because it has the chicken. And now we're going to add our 8 ounces of cream cheese. So I have cubed this so it's easier to melt. And as it starts to boil again, the goal now is that this cream cheese needs to be all melted and all mixed before it's done. It won't be done until that's happened. So I'm just getting these cubes out so it's a lot faster. But this is 8 ounces of cream cheese. Trying not to splatter it, but I'm impatient. If you know me, I am a patient but impatient cook. All right, I am almost there. Tell me if you would eat this by itself, or if you would add one of my any one of my breads or my tortillas, and then if you like, this would be a great like soup to bring if you have an ability to heat something up wherever you work. This would be a great soup for lunch. It could make your full dinner. So many options. Now I'm just gonna let it heat with the and stir it and allow this cream cheese to melt as it boils. So I think that'll take another like 10 minutes or so till it's completely heated. But that is it. It is ready to go. And, well, not yet. It will be ready to go once the cream cheese is in there. And then I'm going to check and see if I need to have any pink salt to taste, which I know that I will. So here it is. So delicious, so creamy. It's going to be even more creamy and a little bit thicker as that cream cheese starts to melt. So have a wonderful night. I'm going to be enjoying this with other people and enjoying whatever Mitzi just made, some kind of sausage dip, and, yeah, excuse me, goodness. And that's it. So, and making a vision board. If you're making a vision board, put vision board in the comments. If you're making one this year, whether it's a virtual, I'm making a virtual one for my lock screen on my phone, or a physical vision board, put making one or a vision board in the comments. If at the very least, be thinking about your intentions or your 1 to 3 words that are going to dictate how you live this year, how you want to show up, what you want to it, your intentions are, what your goals are. And I would love to know. So put those words, if you have words already, put those words in the comments, and have a great night. From my house to your kitchen, global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye.